Creator's Child presents Aura Lessons of Fear. The other night, a giant insect flew in. It had this huge antenna that made it look more like a great bull rather than a mere insect. There was something majestic about it. Well, since the fan was on in our bedroom, it could get hurt. So we picked up a piece of paper, gently chivied it onto that paper, took it out to the balcony, and put it out there. But minutes later, the giant insect flew back in full fury, as if it were a kind of a conquering warrior or something. Well, this time, we caught it and put it into a plastic jar. And we kept it there for a while so it would learn a lesson. It was heartbreaking watching the insect in the plastic jar, scrabbling, terrified, despairing, and yet never giving up, never stopping to fight, forever trying to escape. Then, after a minute passed, we took it out again and sent it far out of the balcony. This time, it did not return. It had learnt a lesson. Now, as we look at the aura of the insect, there's much that we can learn from it. When the insect first flew in, it was sure of itself, passionate. It was arrogant even, and it felt it knew its world. When the insect was imprisoned, its aura changed dramatically and drastically. Head, heart, root, it's all changed now. And some would say it reinforces the idea that fear is a bad thing. Now, when we look at the aura of the insect the second time, after imprisonment, this is what it looks like. We see three things. The first is very sad and terrible. From its roots, there's red and there's black. So there's anger, there's fear, there's terror. At the second level, at the chest area where there was earlier blue, light blue, a sense of I know the world, there is now purple. And then at the head and the crown and the third eye is a brilliant white. And what this tells us is that fear can give us three things. And the first is it makes our minds super aware, super alert, super bright. Fear can amplify the third eye. We can see with great and amazing clarity. Hyperclarity almost, not possible when things are normal. Emotional transformation is the second gift of fear. The second thing is, at the heart there's a lot of purple, meaning that there's a lot of churn, a lot of re-examining of its emotions, the way it lives, the way it feels. Last gift of fear is a two-edged gift. And the third is that the red and the black at the root mean two things. The red stimulates the root chakra, making it come alive. In fact, it can be so strong that the insect can break down, freeze, get paralyzed. The black, also at the root, indicates that a new pattern is being set. A completely new pattern is being set. Now, this can imprison it, or it can create a pattern which is very pragmatic, very real. And so, if any of us has gone through a time of great fear, we can use it as an opportunity. We'll now talk about the opportunities that fear gives us and how we can seize them, claim them for ourselves. First, because the energy inside can be used to connect up very deeply to our highest of high selves. And the second is that the fear can be used to enrich the body. If we find ourselves settling into deep and dark, heavy patterns, then we can use that moment after the fear to do something that breaks the patterns. For example, dancing, but not just pleasant dancing, dancing with such vigor, such power that a new pattern forms. Alternately, you can go for great walks, intense exercise. Fear is indeed God's crowbar. In today's world, we often see fear as a terrible thing, something that should almost be banished from our lives. And none of us want to live in fear or to go through a phase of intense fear. But one of the things that this aura observation gives us is that fear can have a very powerful force, a very strong and spiritual force. In fact, if you look at the times of yore, the word panic came from the name of the god Pan, the great god Pan, the greatest of gods. So we need fear to inoculate us against fear. Some may choose mountain climbing. Others may swim in the ocean that is the self. We thank the insect for teaching us so many lessons, even though unwillingly, unknowingly. If you found it enriching, do share this video, subscribe to our channel, and visit creatorschild.com